Alrighty, so if my OBS will read my game. Oh, I don't have my light on. There we go. Yay! Alright, we're gonna continue. Again, I think we were like right at the end of this game. So, we should be able to finish it up like really quick. And then we can move on to the next thing. So, shall we? Okay, I've already forgotten what we're doing. Okay, so I just damaged the rope. Or was about to? Okay. Hold on, let me... Screwdriver. Okay, what else am I doing here? Oh, that's right. I had to go to the... to there. Right. Okay.
I've been working as quickly as I could, but my old arms have been shaking like leaves with the effort.
While I'm taking care of the robber, you'll need to get to the base of Big Ben in order to find one of the officers thereabouts, because I don't think you'll find another in the whole of London.
But what are they doing there?
Waiting around for nothing to happen.
Enough already! Enough! Prime Minister,
Where is he then, this Lupin? Does he think I have nothing better to do?
I've just done my round. You wouldn't believe, but there's a mob of journalists down there.
Well, that takes the biscuit.
It's not surprising. Half the force has been kicking their heels in front of Big Ben for the past 8 hours. It
Couldn't go
go
unnoticed
forever.
journalists, a mob, yes, but of course.
What now, Doctor?
Inspector, check the identities of the journalists. Lupin has previously disguised as a journalist, and I'm sure it was he who alerted them in order to create a diversion and slip in.
Well played, Doctor. I'm on it. At last, some action.
Lupin has previously disguised himself as a journalist, did you say? When was this then, Doctor?
Ah, well,
Gotta tell the whole story now, sucker.
A small barrel of powder. Curious, one of these glasses, which resembles those in a chemist's, this may prove to be useful. This thick cover could support a very heavy load. These cannonballs are very heavy. These cannonballs are very heavy. I can only take one at a time.
Oh, I see. You gotta know which cannonball to take. Okay. The 2.5-inch cannonball.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 2.5 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 3/4 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter
Okay,
of
so I have the right
inches.
one.
These cannonballs have a
Okay,
diameter of 2.5
cool.
inches.
Is there anything else I need? No. Okay. Right, that's the bones. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. Oh, weapons room. That's where I was going. You dumbs.
The interior diameter of this cannon is heavy, but I will be able to push it. I will need to find a way to move it to the front of
Oh,
the...
right. I need the wheels.
This cannon is heavy, but I will be able to push it. I will need to find a way to move it to the front of the door of the Queen's Jewel House. This cannon is heavy, but I will be...
Okay. Yep, I'm trying to put the wheels on it here. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit that. Okay. Oh, do I need to put it on the board in the inventory? There we go.
Now I can push it to the door of the Jewel House. The stairs are preventing me from getting past. How can I mount them with my artillery?
You can't? Plug chain at the door. Oh, there we go.
There, the door is dismantled. There, the door is dismantled. Now I must find the appropriate location.
Duh, put it right there. That wouldn't actually work. That is like way too steep.
There, now I am in firing position, and there's nothing more to do but load this cannon. I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the cannon.
Uh, 478. $250, 80, and 12. 19 multiplied by 12 is 220. So put 19 of the 12cc containers into the bag.
I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the cannon. I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the cannon. I must decant the
What the heck is going on here? I have to find the exact spot. I just clicked like a... Jesus. Okay, how many? 19 of the total followed by 250. Okay.
I must account the proper.
Not letting me, like, click on it. It's very infuriating. What the hell? I'm just like, you can't see it because my big fat head is in the way, but... Hello?
I must have made a mistake. Time to think.
Oh, the whole game is glitching out. Okay.
Amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it.
Why wouldn't it let me pour it in?
I must have made a mistake. Time to think.
Let me, like, back out of the room or something. The cannon is miraculously not there.
The proper amount of powder into this.
What is it doing?
I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the. I must decant the proper amount.
Oh my goodness gracious, this game. I'm almost done with it. Like, I'm at the end. For fuck's sake, let me play it.
I must have made a mistake. Time to think. It's the door of the Queen's jewel house, and it is quite solid.
Okay,
Was that the
let me start over from where I was. Okay. Maybe it was just a glitch.
I've been working as quickly as I could, but my old arms have been shaking like leaves with the effort.
While I'm taking care.
But
Come on.
It's just
what
in
Let's skip through all this. There we go.
Curious, one of these glasses, which resembles those. This may prove to be useful. This thick cover could support a very heavy load. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2.5 inches. These cannonballs are very heavy. I can only take one at a time. A small barrel of powder.
Oh, excuse me.
Now I can push it to the door of the jewel house. The stairs are preventing me from getting past. How can I There, the door is dismantled. Now I need something. There, the door is dismantled. Now I must find the appropriate location where I should place it.
Thank you.
Elementary.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
There, now I am in firing position, and there's nothing more to do but load this cannon. I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the cannon. I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle.
Nope, it's still not letting me do it. Yeah, but it's not letting me do it.
Powder into this receptacle and pour it into
Is
the cannon.
my problem. Like, it lets me do it once.
I must have made a mistake.
Oh, shit.
Time to think. I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the cannon. I must decant the proper...
Yes, yes. Oh, I see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Elementary. There, now I am in firing position, and there's nothing more to do but load this cannon. I need something.
Oh, wrong. I always do that.
There, now I am in firing position, and there's nothing more to do
See,
but
but
load
now
this
I can't
cannon.
see
I
the
need
cannon.
something.
Is the problem.
Elementary. Elementary. There, now I am in firing position. I need
Yeah,
something.
yeah, blah, blah. There we go. There we go! Yay. I knew I was at the end.
If I were you, Lupin, I wouldn't take that path. As you can surmise by the plumes of smoke emanating from the rope originating from this window, it, let's say, suffered by my hand, and there's no chance that it'll support your weight nor the items that I imagine you to be carrying.
You impress me, Mr. Holmes. You see, I concocted this plan with such thoroughness and, I'm sure you'll agree, a fair amount of genius, such that I was saddened that none would see it as I brought it to fruition. And yet,
I got your number,
there you were
sucker.
from the first. A bit too close for comfort, wasn't it? And if you are here, it's because you must have searched and most certainly found all of the parts of the puzzle, down to the smallest detail. And I can't but congratulate you on your performance. I am a gentleman, Mr. Holmes, and even if I didn't always show good sportsmanship during this adventure, my sense of honor obliges me to acknowledge your victory tonight. As someone who never knew defeat before meeting you, I would like to express my admiration and how honored I am that you not only played this game with me, but won also.
You should, Monsieur.
I can't
Lupin,
hear it, so
understand
I'm
that I
reading,
share your
by the way,
admiration and know
in
that
case
if
you're
you are
wondering
giving me
why
the
I'm
honor of the
quiet and
victory
my eyes
tonight,
are...
it was yours the last 4 times.
Your intelligence has no equal apart from your sense of chivalry, Mr. Holmes. You know as well as I do, those were but a few minor obstructions, and whoever wins the final battle takes the war.
Despite everything, our camp suffered some losses, the gravity of which could have been fatal if they had been made public. No one, myself included, would have come out of a Pyrrhic victory unscathed.
I betrayed myself by doing anything that could have harmed your reputation. I am duty-bound to you, Mr. Holmes, and I will accept your conditions, even if they dishonor me, as long as they don't dishonor my country.
You managed, thanks to your remarkable intelligence, to deny me any margin of maneuverability to decide in advance should we find ourselves in the situation in which we are. It was a chess match, and there is nothing remaining on the table but the 2 kings. This is a classic stalemate, wouldn't you agree?
You will find at this address a master's painting, a great rock, and a few birds. As for what Her Majesty wished for me, I had no choice but to give it to her at that very instant. Once again, I am at a loss for words to express the pleasure that I took from this adventure with you. Even if it costs me, I promise on my honor that I will never publicize the account of what took place.
We shall not meet again, my friend, but know that during the past few days, your presence in our soil did as much honor to your country
Door is
as ours.
miraculous.
So
Look at it in the
journey,
background. That's funny.
What? You'll let him leave like that?
What choice did I have, Watson? Look at the whole picture. Lupin's real intent was to steal the crown jewels. The goal of all the other thefts was to provide a sort of insurance in the case of failure, and, above all, to ensure the services of a plethora of accomplices. Us.
Us? Accomplices? I admit that I was fooled once, but I didn't steal anything.
From the moment we read Lupin's first letter, we became his accomplices. In fact, by having us play his game, Lupin was conditioning us. After the first theft, he left clues leading us to the second, from the second to the third. So well that as the second to last theft, we were convinced that Lupin's final target would be Big Ben. Lupin knew that the authorities, headed by the Prime Minister himself, would align themselves with the only person who could sort out Lupin's schemes as they happened: myself. Therefore, in controlling me, he was controlling all of London's police force, and he nearly succeeded.
Then why not simply steal the jewels to begin with? Why this whole masquerade?
I've just explained it, Watson. In order to steal the crown jewels, Lupin had to accomplish certain preliminaries. In the first place, he had to be assured that the garrison would be only minimally guarded on the night of the theft. Therefore, he started using a disguise, of course, by getting rid of the garrison's usual doctor, by giving him a free trip to the continent. He also befriended the cook under another identity, while the cook was out on the town. Thus, he was able to suggest a specific recipe for a specific date, the eve of the jewel theft. Then he went to nab the ravens. The effects of this theft permitted him to first create an inauspicious event that forced a reduction in the size of the garrison so that the news wouldn't spread. Second, to have access to the storeroom in order to poison the tomatoes that were going to be used in the recipe that he gave to the cook. Third, to pose as Paul Cernin, that doctor who would be called in the case of emergency. Fourth, given that a theft had already taken place at the Tower of London, we would have had to have bats in the belfry to think that there would be another. Lupin also needed to get the police out of the area, which happened as I already explained.
He was very
I
clever.
understand, but what of the other thefts?
A part of the process of conditioning, they caused us to put little weight on the theft in the Tower of London. If that had been the only prelude, we would have taken more time to ponder the clues and find Lupin's true intentions. Yet this time he didn't leave it up to us. And so, like I told you, These thefts were his insurance. Lupin had beaten us 4 times on the battlefield of English honor, such as he had suggested to us in his letter. Our pride in not bringing our defeats public was our sin, and it made us prisoners of his game. If he had proven beaten, he could have profited from the restitution of the objects, the price of his silence regarding our failures, and the true value of our police. A discreet release was a small price to pay with regards to an affront of international scope. Do not forget that the Queen herself is implicated.
Indeed. It is, moreover, a matter of conscience for me. When I write this adventure, I do not think I...
But there's no question, Watson. You cannot write about it. You promised before God that you wouldn't.
But, Holmes...
Your word is your bond. In any case, you wouldn't want to relate the ignoble theft that you committed, that of my Order of the Legion of Honor.
Holmes, you know that.
It's in the past, Watson. It's in the past. Incidentally, a young woman came by to return it a few moments ago. She wanted to deliver it to you directly. She seemed to know you well. A young woman who can be found at the Golden Lion, am I right? She doesn't seem like your usual client, unless, of course, you were the client in this case. What do you say, Watson?
Naughty. There we go. See, I knew that would only take like 20 minutes. Woo! All right. So, the next Sherlock game we're going to do, I think it's actually a newer one, is going to be Crimes and Punishment, because I want to hundo that. So that'll be the next one. And I can't decide if I'm looking forward to it or not.